Hi, my name is Gun Suhan. I am a faculty in the sports management program at Towson University. My presentation topic today is pay performance sensitivity. We will discuss about college football head coaches pay performance sensitivity in NCAA Division 1A. The highest paid head coach in current college football, Nick Saban, added his seventh national championship title in last January 2021. And he has now won the most national championship titles among all head coaches in FBS college football history. 6 of Saban's national championship have come during his 14 seasons at the University of Alabama. And Saban has been the highest paid college head football coach during most of his time in Alabama. As the revenue generated from nationwide broadcasting for FBS football games increased, there was a steep increase in salaries of head football coach. So in this study, we examined pay performance sensitivity in NCAA Division 1A football head coaches. Basically, we examined the relationship between coaches' salary and team performance. So the proposal of this study is to empirically test whether football coaches' compensation contract is sufficiently efficient by examining whether their compensation is sensitively tied to their current or past team performance. Many studies have been conducted in business side. Prior studies in the area of accounting, management, and economics have investigated the incentive effect of top managers' compensation and documented that the compensation of top managers in public firms is positively tied to firm performance such as accounting income or stocks returns. Jimbalist 2010 discussed that football coaching salaries in the NCAA had no positive and significant influence on winning percentage. However, Leeds and Harris 2018 found that winning percentage positively affect their salary. So, as the agent's theory predicts, institutions, administrators could attempt to develop a specific compensation contract to align head coaches' personal wealth to team performance and institutions' wealth. With a compensation contract aligned with team performance, head football coaches could have strong incentives to select and implement their best action to maximize team performance. Based on the review of literature, we developed 3 hypotheses. First hypothesis is that the compensation of NCAA football head coaches is positively tied to the performance of their team performance. Independent variable was salary of head coach, and we used team performance as a dependent variables. In second hypothesis, we tried to examine difference between public and private institution. So second hypothesis is that the pay performance sensitivity of NCAA football head coach is different between public schools and private schools. There are so-called power and non-power conference in NCAA Division 1A. Power conference include 5 conferences: SEC, Pac-12, Big 12, ACC, and Big 10. These power conferences So important in college football, so we examine difference between power and non-power conference in a third hypothesis. So a third hypothesis is that the pay performance sensitivity of NCAA football head coach in power conference would be lower than that in non-power conference. To test all three questions, we collected data for all available 130 NCAA Division 1A schools from 2010 to 2020. Data include coach's salary, winning record, final rankings each year, and bowl appearance each year. We could collect all data from USA Today and ESPN. This is research methodology. We use the pay performance sensitivity dollar amount of annual change in the head coach's compensation associated with an annual change in team performance. As previously mentioned, the regression model includes annual salary bonus, team performance. Team performance includes winning record, bowl appearance, and final AP rankings. And also, we used other variables, power or non-power conference, and public and private universities. This table presents the descriptive statistic of the variables. The average dollar amount of annual salary of NCAA head coach during the period of 2010 to 2020 is around $1.8 billion. And the highest annual salary was $9.9 million, which was the 2020 compensation by Nick Saban, head coach of University of Alabama. The average amount of annual change in salary is about $0.13 million increase, which is about 7% of the average value in annual salary. The descriptive statistic of annual change in salary suggests that there was a big variation of the annual change. This table presents the result from the univariate analysis by Pearson correlation among the variables. The correlation between annual change in salary and annual change in bonus is significantly positive. Pearson R-score was 0.31, indicating that the two types of compensation change in the same direction. As discussed earlier, the correlation between the change in compensation and winning percentage represent the pay performance sensitivity. The contemporaneous correlation between annual change in base salary or bonus and the change in winning percentage is significantly negative. Pearson R-score was minus 0.12 with base salary and minus 0.11 with bonus. The result seems to be counterintuitive and in conflict with hypothesis number one, in that the theory predicts that the pay performance sensitivity usually produces a positive sign. This table presents the regression result with a full sample. In regression model number one, the pay performance sensitivity is represented by the regression coefficient of the current year's change in winning percentage or that in the prior year. In the result with the dependent variable, annual change in base salary, we could not find a statistically significant pay performance sensitivity. But with the change in annual bonus, the coefficient of the prior year change in winning percentage after controlling for institutional factor is significantly positive. T-value was 5.22. So the overall result revealed that the pay performance sensitivity is found statistically significant in the annual bonus of NCAA football head coach, not rejecting the hypothesis number one. The statistical estimates demonstrate that the current year's bonus increase $2,366 for every 1% increase of the prior year's winning percentage. This table presents the estimated coefficient representing pay performance sensitivity with each subsample of public and private universities. Inconsistent with the result of the full sample, the estimated coefficient of the prior year change in winning percentage is positive. In the regression with annual change in base salary, implying that the base salary of head coach in public universities is significantly tied to team performance. However, the regression results from private universities do not provide significant evidence to support pay performance sensitivity. This finding is qualitatively robust to the two additional measures of team performance, ranking, and board appearance. This last table presents the estimated coefficient representing pay performance sensitivity in the regression analysis with each subsample power and non-power conferences. As is shown in the change in annual salary, we do not find any significant difference in the pay performance sensitivity between the two groups. In conclusion, the overall results show that the bonus was significantly tied to team performance, providing empirical evidence that the NCAA university attempt to resolve the conflict of interest by adopting a performance-based bonus plan. The annual bonus contract for NCAA football coach could serve as an incentive mechanism to effectively motivate head coach by aligning their compensation to team performance. Another interesting finding is that the pay performance sensitivity of head coach bonus is significantly among public universities. The result provide the economic limitations that public universities are more likely to adopt the performance-based compensation than private universities. Finally, the pay performance sensitivity of football coaches' bonus is relatively significant in both conferences, where no significant relationship was found for the board game appearance or power conference universities. Power conference university tend to build a compensation structure that is sensitive to winning percentage and ranking. On the other hand, non-power universities tend to build a compensation structure that is sensitive to winning percentage and board game appearance. Overall, regardless of conference, football coaches' compensation tend to be sensitive to team performance. Thank you for listening my presentation today. If you have any question, please feel free to email me at khan1000.edu. Thank you so much.